Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Undercovers. Ice is drinking today. Cheers.
Wow. Someone gave her a fucking speedy button. Speedy
You know
Gonzalez.
what? My energy was a bit low. Now, cheers to that bitch we're drinking today.
Cheers to a Saturday.
And today we are slandering Ozempic, my favourite topic. Woohoo!
Let's go. Well, all GLP-1s in that case, actually. Not just Ozempic, Mounjaro, retatrutide, all of it. However, I'm going to throw a spanner in.
What was the last one?
Retatrutide.
Retatrutide, that sounds like a dinosaur.
I'm going to throw a spanner in the works.
You're going to support it, aren't you?
No, I'm not supporting it. I'm neither pro or con. Like, I'm neither with it or against it, right?
Yeah.
I think with GLP-1s, if used for the right reasons, absolutely go for it. But I think they are getting very, very abused this day and age for the wrong reasons. People are using them because they've been too lazy to diet, basically. Most people. Because if you look at all the people that are taking it, what they're taking for? To lose fat, right?
Yeah.
So why could you have not gone and lost weight before that? Why are we having to use Ozempic? And this is going to be triggering for some people.
Amen to that. No, look, I'm the same in terms of that, right? It obviously exists for a reason, right? And with regards to, like, say if you are somebody who is morbidly obese and like a person that's like genuinely really, really uncomfortable and there's like it's affecting your physical ability and stuff like that, I understand it because you need that weight to come off fast before you have a fucking heart attack, right? So yes, that can be a solution. But too many people that are weighing fucking 60, 70 kilo, like nothing mad, that are still a healthy weight, but they just want to be the skinny version of themselves. And they're too lazy to move their fucking asses off the sofa and close their mouth before putting a packet of crisps into it or using it literally for those reasons. And that, like, you're fucking up your health and you don't even realize it.
Well, what are GLP-1s, right? They are made for people with diabetes, right? They help with insulin resistance. That is a medication. It is not something to help with weight loss. However, certain GLP-1s, not Ozempic in particular or like Wegovy or anything, but certain ones are good for inflammation, for example. There have been studies done, and if microdosed, they are good for other health aspects that you can improve on. But you don't use it for fat loss, you use it for health benefits, and you microdose it and you work with somebody to do that. What my issue is with people, they are going on these jabs, they're spending £200 a month minimum, right? And for how long? What are you going to use it for the rest of your life?
Yeah, that's a question I always ask. Like, that's your choice. You know, you're 2025. You have free will.
Yeah,
you can do whatever it is that you want. But this is the thing. It is not, if you're in your 20s right now, you are not going to be taking that shit for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
And just because the biggest thing that triggers me with this, like, oh, I'm just going to get this weight off and then I'll come off it and I'll be fine. No, you're going to come off it and get fucking fat because you haven't developed the habits, the routines. Yeah. You don't understand anything about food. The food noise is going to come back 10 times as bad because you've been depleted for the last 6-7 months, however long you've been on it, you know?
And it's not even just that though. Like, obviously they suppress your hunger, right?
Yeah.
They block off your hunger hormone. So when you stop taking it, that comes back. And why you're going to feel it more, it might not come back as more, but you'll feel it more, is because you haven't felt hungry in so long that when you actually start to feel hunger, you're going to pig the fuck out.
Yeah, you won't know how to handle it.
No.
And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, like, obviously in my DMs, so I'll always be talking about, like, your relationship with food, how you view food. And that's like, why can't I say not?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
English is not my first language. Food noise is like a really, really big one. And a lot of people go on it to try and calm that down, right? So what that means is suppressing their hunger, suppressing their appetite. But like, where is that food noise coming from? Like, if you were a binge eater your whole life, going on Ozempic, Mounjaro, whatever else is not going to solve that issue. No. It'll suppress your hunger. So yes, your binges might reduce, but those thoughts, those voices, everything else is going to come back once you come off it, right? Because your appetite's not being suppressed anymore, and you still don't know how to control yourself around food, which is an emotional standpoint.
Right, okay. So that's with like the binge eating side of things for people, right? My side of things is hormones, right? So people struggle to lose weight because they have an underactive thyroid. So then what they do is they go on Ozempic. And what do people do when they go on Ozempic on Wegovy? They stop eating as much, right? So they naturally, their daily calorie intake is a lot lower. putting them in quite a significant calorie deficit. A lot of people will be just eating like 1,000 calories a day, right? Because they're not hungry. That's how they lose weight. However, what they are not realizing is that if you have a thyroid problem, your metabolism is already slow. And what you're going to do by under eating, you're going to slow down your metabolism even further. So that's going to follow up with a big gain in weight. Because I'm getting these people all the time. Well, you know, I've lost weight on it and my thyroid's underactive. Okay, stop taking it. Come back to me in 3 months' times and tell me what happens. Yeah. That's exactly it. You need to understand that when you have hormonal problems, drugs like that won't magically fix it. You are just band-aiding stuff.
100%. And that's the thing. Like, going on to that, if you lost weight on 1,700 calories beforehand, you coming off it, that's not going to be the case, because you will have fucked your metabolism, like you said. Like, your whole bodily functions are going to be slowed down. You won't move as much, you won't blink as fast, your body's not going to be able to digest food as fast. All of that slows down. So then you coming back, and even like, let's say you have the knowledge there and you go back to calorie tracking, might not do absolutely anything for you, because you've just messed your whole fucking body up.
And celebrities are big culprits for this, right? Because they're the people that bring stuff in, and, you know, we see what celebrities do, like we want to do what they're doing. The reason why celebrities do it is, one, because they have a shit ton of money and they will do the quick fixes because they're too busy to be doing anything else. You know, look at your like actors, actresses and singers and whatnot. They do tours, they're busy. They haven't got the time for that, and they want the quick fix because they can afford to do it. This doesn't mean that it won't fuck them up in the near future. Yeah.
You know what the biggest thing that triggers me? It's like when people be like, oh, coaching is too expensive, investing in a PT is too expensive, I'm just going to stick to Manjaro.
Bitch, you're spending that money.
It's like £250 a month.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild for you to stab yourself.
But it's not even that, right? They're going to spend that for 3-4 months, and it's money gone down the drain. That's what I always say, because you're going to use it for 3 months. Yeah, you'll lose the weight, but you more than likely will regain it back. Yes, granted, some people might not, but most people do, and you're not learning the habits. And using that long term does have health implications, okay? Can I just put that out there? Hair loss is a massive thing, okay? If you have certain medical conditions, you can't be taking that stuff. Yeah. I know a few people that have ended up in hospital with it, with their pancreas being an issue.
But it's medication, right? Yeah. Like, it's common knowledge, like, you should not be taking medication every day for the rest of your life, no matter what it is. Like, my mum, this is a completely random example, but she has high blood pressure, and she's been put, even with thyroid, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever you go to a doctor with thyroid issues, they're like, here's a pill, you take this every day for the rest of your life. But it doesn't actually fix anything to start with. And you're putting some sort of drug into your body every single day. There's never going to be a benefit. Not that a benefit. Obviously, yes, it manages the condition or whatever else, but it's going to end up doing more harm to your body in other ways, right?
Yeah. And what I found with people as well that take Ozempic, right, they'll start off as, say, like 1 milligram, and then they have to keep increasing the dose.
Yeah,
because the body adjusts to it, and they start to feel the hunger again, and the food noise comes back, so they keep increasing the dose. Well, if you're increasing the dose, that means it'll run out quicker. That means it's actually more expensive per month, and you are putting more of that substance into your body. So I think people need to realize that they are doing themselves more harm than good. As I said, I am pro if it's used for the right reasons, with like things like Crohn's, inflammation, you know, all these things in small doses, and only certain ones that are not just true like Ozempic. It's a mix of a peptide. It's good.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, there's no issue with using it if you're using it for the right reasons. Yeah. You know, but why are you using it because you want to be a skinny legend?
Why are you using a diabetic medication to lose weight?
Literally, like, and this is the thing, like, with us being coaches, like, when it comes to fat loss, realistically, it's not that hard for somebody to lose body weight, right? No. Like, yeah, obviously for some people it's harder than others, and you will have to go deeper into the deficit, and more changes, more habits will have to be implemented. But everybody can lose weight naturally, especially if you're overweight. Mm-hmm. Because put it this way, how did you put on the weight for it not to come back off, right? Yeah. And it will come down to like your daily routines, your habits, and everything else, like what you choose to eat, whether you choose to like learn about food or not. Whereas most people just want to skip that phase, and they just want to be in the best shape. But you know what I hear all the time too? Like, women will lose the weight and they still tell me they're not happy with how they look, because I don't know if anybody knows this, but that also kills your muscle mass. And so many people become nutritionally deficient in so many things, right?
But why does it kill your muscle mass?
Well, firstly, you're not eating enough to fucking fuel anything.
People don't eat. That's exactly why it affects your muscle mass, because people don't eat enough protein, fats, and carbs, and then they don't have the energy because they're not eating enough. Yeah. They're not pushing themselves in the gym, or they're not even going to the gym. So it does have, obviously, the negative effects too from that aspect.
And with the side effects of it as well, I just thought I would mention, like, being tired all the time, not feeling well, energy being low, like your iron, everything dipping is not a normal side effect from that. That's a side effect of you literally not fueling your body. Yeah. Like, whether you're on GLPs or not and you are eating 1,000 calories, you're going to feel like shit.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't even be looking at it like, oh, I'm just feeling this because of the Ozempic or the Mounjaro or whatever else. No, you're feeling like this because you're fucking hating on your body right now.
Yeah.
Like, you're making yourself suffer from that perspective.
But these things keep coming back around. Do you remember years ago something called Saxenda?
No, I don't think so.
Saxenda is just a different type. This was just another big thing that was around. Everybody was on the Saxenda pens, and now it's come about in the form of Ozempic, and then Wegovy came around, and then Mounjaro. They're all the same thing. Like, why are people so stuck on this magic pill, magic potion, these fast results?
But that's what it is, right?
You are all lazy.
Look, quick fixes are sexy, and sex sells every single time, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you told somebody, here's a magic pill that's going to make you lose weight in the space of a month and you don't have to do anything, or let's actually look at what you're eating, maybe reduce how much you're eating and get you out moving a little bit more, and you might lose some weight in a month. What are they going to go for, right? They're going to go for the magic potion, and they don't ask about, oh, but is this bad to take, or is there any side effects?
They don't think about it.
They don't care.
Because they just want that end result now, yesterday. I mean, if somebody said to me, here's a magic pill to take for your thyroid, it'll fix you forever, I'd be like, sick, I want this. But what's the catch?
Yeah.
What is the catch? Yeah. Because if there was such a drug, and I have conversations with people all the time, right, even when it comes to thyroid, and like, oh, I take this and it's meant to help, fix my thyroid. If a pill like that existed, somebody, one, would be very fucking rich, and two, nobody would have the issue. Exactly. So same when it comes to fat loss and overweight people, right? If there was something that nobody would be fat on this planet Earth.
Yeah. But that's exactly it. And you're totally right in saying that, because these things only come up as quick fixes, like, because they're trending right now, right? Yeah. And it's like, oh, there's a lot of people that are fat right now, for example, let's give them this and make a shit ton of money. Like, that's the main thing you guys need to realize, is like, all of this is just a money making task. They don't care whether you lose weight or not. They don't care about your health. They don't care about anything. They care about the fucking 200, 250, whatever amount of money is coming into their bank account.
I'm going to see how much Ozempic has made in the last,
and that's just Ozempic.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what.
But we need to see this, because they do not give a fuck, sorry for my French, about your health. Like, we are overpopulated. People be dying all the time. They don't care. They're just trying to get rid of you all. Right. Ozempic, along with Wegovy, have generated 50 billion, not million, billion in total sales since launch, which was mid-2024. So in
Holy
18
fuck.
months, they have made $50 billion.
But this is the thing, like, maybe we should make something like that.
Do you know what? At this stage.
No, but this is the thing. And why are they doing so well? Because they're promising you a quick outcome, right? Mm-hmm. And people don't think about anything. They're like, oh my God, my friend went on that and she's super skinny. I'm going to be skinny now too. And like, they don't think about anything else, like down to bigger things like fertility. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't actually think of how that's going to impact. Like, one of my clients recently actually started with me, and she said that she was on it, and I absolutely love her for this, because she was so transparent coming on to it. She said, like, I'm coming to you because I know I fucked myself being on that. Yeah. I'm like, respect, because some people literally have to go on it to learn from that perspective. And like, she's deficient in so many like nutrients and everything else. And she said, like, I feel like shit all the time, and I never want to go on that. I would rather actually see some weight come back on and then lose it properly than go back on that and do that to my body again.
I had a few clients on Ozempic as well, and I had to wean them off it and then start increasing the calories because she was eating fuck all and she was getting really unwell. And this is what it's going to do to you. Just mentally fucks you.
And that's the thing, like your immunity, everything is going to be affected by it. It's not just, oh, you're going to be skinny. You're going to be skinny and you're going to look pale as shit and you're going to feel like shit and everybody around you is probably going to hate you because you never eat. Like,
you know, I'm a prescriber, right? So I prescribe Botox. I prescribe, well, people come to me for these pens, yeah. And when people come to me and they weigh 70, 80 kilo, I will not prescribe it. You are not overweight at 70, 80 kilo. Yes, you might be a little bit fluffy. You might feel a bit uncomfortable, but you are not overweight. Yeah. 130 kilo, that is overweight.
But that's the thing. That's like I said at the start of this podcast. Like, if you are genuinely like obese, like from that perspective where you actually need to get the weight off you because your weight is affecting your health. Do you know what I mean? Like, the side effects of the Mounjaro, whatever else, isn't going to have that big of an impact short term because we need to get the weight off you as quickly as possible for your health. But that's the thing. Like, if you've just gained a little bit of weight because you didn't look after yourself for the last 6 months, let's just start looking after you for the next 6 months, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Do you think... I wanted to discuss like the diet culture because I feel like diet culture has been massive for forever and a day and people are always wanting to be skinny and whatnot. But recently we're starting to see more body positivity, which is great. However, we are normalizing being overweight as well.
Oh yeah.
Do you agree?
100%. 100%. Like, from that perspective, like, yes, look, to me, body positivity is you feeling confident in yourself, right? But if I know that you feel like shit in yourself, you can't get up the stairs without running out of breath, you don't spend time with your kids because you're not fit enough to do that, that's not body positivity, that's affecting your health.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, from that perspective, like if you're at a healthy weight and you feel good and you know you're able to do everything you want to do, I don't care if you're a size 6 or a size 16, you know, if you're able to do all those factors. But if you're at a size or a weight where it's genuinely impacting your life, don't call it body positivity because you're just justifying that you are not ready to actually act on it because you're taking away from your own quality of life.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's insane because I think there are two ends of the spectrum. You know, back in the day, like skinny was the in thing, right? And everybody was so skinny. And then I feel like skinny. It's always been a thing, like dieting. I remember I started dieting when I was still in high school.
Oh, I was.
Can you believe it? I used to eat cucumber and couscous for lunch because I seen that my mum was dieting, so I would diet.
But this is one thing I don't know if I can keep my leg up here. This is one thing I always speak about is like the patterns and the habits you see your mom, your granny, or the diet culture you see them growing up around is going to have a direct impact on you.
Yeah,
right?
My kids ain't seeing that shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and you naturally, you don't notice it at the time as a mom, obviously, but your kids do pick up on that because especially going into high school kids are fucking cunts, say whatever you want, but like you'd be literally tiny and they'd be like, oh, you're fat and she's fat and you're this, you're too skinny, whatever. Like they comment on looks and your appearance so much, and that in a teenage girl's mind will stick in her head, and she's like, I'm fat, I need to do what my mum was doing and she was eating cucumbers for lunch, that's gonna make me skinny.
My mum has dieted all her life.
Yeah.
From the day that I remember, my mum has always been on diet, and she still is. Mum, if you're listening to this, she'll be laughing because she knows I'm right. Like, she's dieted all her life. Like, I want my kids to grow up eating healthy stuff, a balanced portions, you know, none of this, oh, you can have McDonald's like whenever you want either. I want a nice healthy relationship with food for my kids.
Yeah, but of course, and that's literally what it comes down to. It's like, or like, I feel like food shouldn't be treated as a reward system either, because like, oh, Friday night is McDonald's night. Why?
Yeah, why?
Do you know what I mean? Like,
why can we not make a homemade pizza?
But not even that. Like, there's no issue with you having a McDonald's, but it doesn't need to be a weekly thing as your kids are growing up, because that becomes standard to them.
And they will do it all their life.
Yeah. Then Friday night is a McDonald's night. Saturday, all of a sudden, I can't be bothered cooking, we'll just order Chinese. Everybody's busy. On Sunday, you're getting a roast, and all of a sudden, everybody's fat.
The whole family.
Yeah.
But you know how we've just said, you know, growing up, we've seen our parents dieting, and that's affected us and how we think. If your child sees you using Ozempic growing up, believe me, they will think that is normal. And if they start to become overweight, they will start to use that. Do you want your child using Ozempic when they are older to lose weight? Or do you want your child to not ever be overweight so that they are a healthy person and not have to use that?
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, enough said.
Mic drop. Bum.
I would drop it, but it'd make a big bang, and I don't want you guys, your ears to hurt, so I'm not going to drop my mic.
No, but it is so true. Like, from people need to stop looking for, there's never going to be a quick fix. You can try as many different things. One thing I can reassure you on is 90% of the time that weight's going to come on, and it's going to come on twice as fast, and you're just going to become reliant on it as well, you know. And then you're going to, it's like people losing weight with Slimming World. Fuck does my head and like
okay, that's another topic. Let's not get into that, because I could go on forever.
They're like, oh, but it worked for me. I'm like, yeah, because you ate probably less. But if you were on the other side of the spectrum where you were eating unlimited pasta and nothing else, putting sins on your bananas, you would have got even bigger. Like,
put me on Slimming
it's
World.
a lucky
I'm gaining 10 kilo because I want to eat all the pasta in the world.
Unlimited pasta.
I don't have an off button. Like, I will keep eating it. Do you know what I mean?
I swear to
it's
God,
wild.
but
have you got a 3M fault for me? Question.
Have you ever considered going on any of that?
I've used GLP-1s before. I thought you knew that.
I am being scammed here. So I just done a podcast with somebody slating GLPs, and she's fucking on them.
I said in the beginning, no, I'm not on them now. I have done GLP-1s, but not in the normal dosing.
Were you 130 kilo?
No.
Do you have diabetes?
Nope. And this is what I was talking about, the pros and the cons. And it wasn't Ozempic that I used, it wasn't Wegovy that I used, and it wasn't Mounjaro that I used. I don't want to say what I used because people are going to be straight on the internet and ordering it. And it's, for me, it was a microdose. So it wasn't even a sufficient enough dose to help fat loss. That was never a thing. It was the inflammatory side of things for me. And as soon as I microdosed it, I did it for 8 weeks. Inflammation just dropped off.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more so a test, and the more research is done and the more reading I've done into it, from that aspect of things, the one that I've used helps massively with inflammatory cases. Not just thyroid, it can be any sort of like IBD, anything like that. So
okay, so you shouldn't have said that.
Why?
Your DMs are going to be,
but
which one did you take? Is it going to make me skinny?
No, but this is what I'm talking about, right? I'm against it for people that are using it for
fat loss. Yeah, of course.
If you are microdosing it and using it for the right reasons, for a health condition, for a purpose, and it's monitored and you're still eating all your food, I don't see the issue with that. What's going to happen in 10, 15 years' time? We don't know. Yeah. They've not been around long enough to know that, right? So you are taking that risk. But for me, you know how bad my knee pain's been in the past, that disappeared.
Yeah.
So again, it's the pros and cons and weighing up what's more worth it whilst you are working on healing your body. Not that this is just going to fix you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just something that binds time to help you not feel as bad whilst you get to where you need to be. My question for you.
My answer's already no.
If you were 130 kilo, would you still try to diet naturally? But you have to think like you are 130 kilo, not like Aista. Okay?
That's like 2.5 for me.
Yeah. I mean, more. Yeah, so would you think, right, you know what, I'm going to give dieting and go do it naturally, or would you think, fuck it, there's a quick fat loss drug now, I'm going to use it?
I honestly think I would diet. And that's not me going against anybody that is 130 kilo and chooses to go on GLPs, right? Because I understand why you would be in that position or why you would feel that way. I just know the type of person that I am, and it would be like a mental challenge for me. I'd be like, I want to prove to myself that I can do this.
Yeah.
I could, don't get me wrong, I could probably diet and try everything, and maybe the weight doesn't shift because I'm doing something wrong and it'll all shift, but like nothing happens, then that would be like, okay, I'm gonna try this now.
I think it's having that, sorry to interrupt, I think it's having that sense of achievement that you've worked hard for it.
And that's one part I don't understand. Like with people's like, oh, I lost this much weight on Ozempic or on Mounjaro.
It's not.
Why are you bragging about that?
Yeah.
It's nothing to be proud of.
It's not impressive.
Like, whereas if you come to somebody and you're like, I've actually been working on my health, I've been improving my fitness, I've been going to the gym. Fucking
Impressive.
well done. That's impressive. Like, you have... That's the thing, because you chose to show up for yourself every single day. You chose to do things that are hard. You know what I mean? Like, that's so much bigger than you jobbing yourself.
100% agreed. And as
Well,
I
there you go.
say, you know, it wasn't going to be an all negative us slating it, because we have added
We have a
some-
scammer.
Not a scammer. I've spoke about it on my podcast before as well. But yeah, if you're doing it for the right reasons. or the
Don't
wrong
do it
reason,
just because you want to choose the easy way out,
Yeah.
because it's going to come and
Correct.
bite you straight in the ass
It will.
again.
100%. 110%. But
Anyway,
we'll
guys,
see you next week.
That's my rant over. I finished my Smirnoff Ice, so
And then
ready
we're
to
off
go.
out. Bye.
Bye.